terms of how good, like in terms of like who he's replacing.
Right.
Um, Wes Matthews been in and out of the lineup, so we've been like using different guys. But Montrez filling Dwight's role, Dwight JaVale's role or whatever. Gasol filling that role. So like we've actually had skill guys that are like brand new that we're trying to integrate. So I feel like the reason why the Lakers are playing with house money right now is because they're this. It feels like this is very just talent based, organic. You know what I mean? Like they're calling some plays, but it's like organic chemistry that these guys are just building over and over and over again. And every now and then we see them run a set play and it looks great. The give and go Gasol play or whatever that they run, they keep getting back cuts for layups. Teams aren't ready for it. And so it's been really great to see how well that they've been playing.
Yeah, it really has, man. Like I don't know what will happen moving forward with this team in terms of this year with COVID and all that kind of stuff, but they they look as unbeatable. A potential repeat team is that I've ever seen, and I think teams like Denver. So they lost Grant, right? And then you have Michael Porter Jr., who's dealing with whatever the COVID. He doesn't have COVID, but he's
Yeah.
in COVID restrictions and all that kind of stuff. Um, I thought Denver would be like right there. Like I thought last year they didn't push the Lakers, but they certainly got past the Clippers, and I thought they would be a credible threat. I didn't think it would take this long to get themselves together. Um, I didn't think that Houston was going to fall off like this. Like even
Me
the
neither.
Clippers last year, the Clippers, a lot of people picked them or whatever, but I'm not worried about them at all. Like
No.
I think I know that they got Ibaka, and I know a lot of people think that's an upgrade over Trez, and he does a lot of different things that Trez doesn't do. But I think the Lakers are just head and shoulders above everybody else in the Western Conference. And frankly, I'm looking at the Bucks, and I know a lot of people love Philly right now. Me at this point, nor do the Heat.
I will never trust a Doc Rivers team, a Doc Rivers coach team in the playoffs because I've seen too many times last season. I don't know if I was part of it or if I was the leader of it, but I was the guy who kept telling all Laker fans, um, Doc Rivers is not a good adjustments coach. He has routinely been outcoached
Yep.
by lesser talented teams. Obviously, that team that they had last season was overwhelmingly, but I just know I'm not Doc Rivers. And if the Lakers had to end up playing against, and obviously they got Ty Lue now, but if you know anything about Ty Lue is Doc Rivers' disciple.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they're blowing 20-point, 30-point leads routinely is not a shock to me at all. Has he made adjustments and stuff like that to help that team out? Yeah, he has, and he's fixing some of those things. And I'm sure that whatever version of their team they have now is not going to be the final version when the playoffs come around. Can the Lakers lose to them? Sure. Like anything's possible in a series. A team can go ice cold and not be able to make wide open shots. Who knows? Injuries. Who knows what could happen? But I've seen enough, man. Like I don't need to worry about Doc Rivers and the Sixers. They'll be great. The Sixers will get like a 1 seed or a 2 seed. They'll look fantastic. Embiid will have an MVP campaign, but it's the playoffs where you really find out about how good these players are and how good these coaches are. And I'm not worried about a Doc Rivers coach team. The team I am concerned about, even though their coach also doesn't really make adjustments, is the Bucks.
Bucks. I
I
knew
think
it
the Bucks
Boomhauser.
have a lot of defense. Yeah, and they're pretty good. So you know, uh, I'm not too worried. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's game, and hopefully, Lakers come ready, and they scoop up their 10th victory of the season, and their what's it called? Um, great.
So during the NBA TV broadcast, they were talking about like, is this the year that a big man will win MVP? And they're talking about Embiid and Jokic, like they're having these great starts to the season. But don't you think LeBron is still like he should be leading the candidacy for MVP this season?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't see any reason for anybody other than LeBron to be in the lead. The Lakers had the best record in the league, and
Mm-hmm.
I was told that that was one of the main markers of
Right.
being an MVP. Being good statistically and having the best record in the league. That's what I was told. And so If that's the measurement that we use to decide whether somebody should get the MVP, then LeBron James, through how many games have we played so far? We're 9-3, 12 games, should be the leading vote getter for MVP. Um, just because we know that he's coasting doesn't mean that the rest of the audience gets to say, oh, well, the Lakers fan said he's coasting, so we're not going to give it to him. Sorry, that's not how it works. We're winning all of our games. So he should probably get MVP through these games. And moving further on, if AD continues this kind of defensive performance, he should get Defensive Player of the Year.
If the league does have to like suspend the season for a week or two, or they take a break, do you think that helps the Lakers or hurts the Lakers?
I don't think it does anything. I don't even think it hurts the Lakers, because I think the Lakers are just like, if anything, it may help them, because if they get to do practices, I mean,
Right.
they'll probably send everybody off. I don't think they'll let them do practices, but it's more rest. It's more, actually, you know what it is? It's more time for them to watch film. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So they could probably cut up tape, send it to all the players, and just say, hey, watch this film of the games that we sliced up for you, so you guys know what to do next time. So it actually does help the Lakers, I would imagine.
So I know you are a Kyle Kuzma apologist. I like to think I am as well. He was efficient tonight, man. 4 of 6. I think he had 11 rebounds, which I don't know if that's a career high for him. It feels like that's a high.
Oh, Alex. We're not allowed to be positive about Kyle Kuzma. Hockey assists, direct assists. We're not allowed to do all that kind of stuff. Not allowed to talk positively about it. Yeah, I mean, I thought he did good. I thought he played well. Obviously, he did some boneheaded things. He drew a charge call on himself. I think on Cousins, and then another one where Boogie tried to get a charge, but he didn't get a charge because he was really late to the possession. Kyle had a couple plays where there were almost turnovers. Like his intent was, it's just the team, Houston deflected the ball, but I think both times, what ended up happening was one of the Laker players ended up grabbing it. But he had a good game. I thought he did a really, really good job rebounding the ball and finding a way to keep himself involved in the game, even when he wasn't going to be able to get touches. And he did a lot with the bench unit, grabbed a lot of rebounds for them and stuff like that. So I really don't have any complaints. People are going to nitpick the two shots the two plays where he did something poorly. At this point, it's what are we doing now, guys? You're just looking for something to be upset about. You can't have this you can't have a performance where he goes 4 of 6, but then those two shots are the things that you're going to be complaining about the whole time. So I thought he played really well. I thought he looked really good, and I hope he continues rebounding the way that he does, because I think that will help him be within the flow of the game and stuff like that.
He had that one play where, I think he was trying to pass the ball to Marc Gasol, and I don't know if it was a behind the back or something. He threw it out of bounds, and I was just just come on, stay within the flow of the offense, man. Make the easy pass. You don't need to. Lakers were up, and he tried to get a little showtime.
Yeah, and I thought that that's what I mean. The intent was pure, but he just didn't. Gasol's not going to catch that. That's not Gasol's game. It's not JaVale or Dwight. But then he had a pass later to Montrez that ended up in a dunk, which was similar in the same idea. His goal was to drag the defender over to him so he could get his teammate a better shot, and he did. I think his defender was Jayshawn Tate. He tried to steal it. He ended up gathering, taking his 2 steps, and then doing that behind the back Magic Johnson slip pass, Kobe slip pass, sorry, to Montrez for a dunk. The very next play or next 2 possessions or something like that is when he drew the charge on himself and stuff like that. So I saw my timeline saying, "Oh, Kuz is an idiot," but nobody posted anything about that pass to Trez. And so that's when I was just like, "All right, come on, guys!" But you know me, I'm not gonna sit there and harp about it. It's folks have made up their mind about him, and Talen Horton-Tucker did not look good today. He looked pretty bad today. A lot of turnovers, basic entry passes. He was turning the ball over, but you're not going to see me complain, because that's just what happens when you're basically doing live practices. So he'll get better, and this team will get better, and the role players on this team will get better. And it's not really not really a big deal. It's very, very hard to be negative when you win by 20 plus points,
Hmm.
or have leads that are close to 30 points in the middle of the game. So it's just, you know, I get it, man. Like Kyle Kuzma is going to be our new Danny Green, or whoever it's going to be. But as fans, I think the goal is to try and be positive about it, because he is part of a generation that reads stuff about himself, fan
Hmm.
sentiment about himself on social media and stuff like that. And um, it's not coddling him. It's just like when he does something good, like say something positive. Like there's no harm in saying that. It's like not like you're gonna Eagle Scout, anti Coos Eagle Scout badge, whatever that you've been trying to collect
Hmm.
on the time and stuff like that. So I'm not even stressed about it. I thought the Lakers as a team looked great today, and I thought they looked great in that first matchup against Houston. So on to OKC, a younger team, a more athletic team.
Yep.
A lot of guys were, maybe outside of Shea Alexander, not a lot of different guys can hurt you. We may get somebody who kind of steps out and has a great game against the Lakers because they've been circling it quietly on their calendar too. And so I'll be curious to see if we can keep that same defensive energy in OKC.
Well, I hope Schroeder does, right? I mean, he's going back to a team he played for. I want to see how he looks. If he looks like that's a reason to challenge Shea Gillis or any of the other players that are there, or he feels slighted that they traded him. I hope he doesn't because he went to a better situation, right? And he's thriving as a Laker. So I'm curious to see how he looks. But I'm just glad that everybody so far has gotten through the season healthy. LeBron and Anthony Davis aren't playing a lot of minutes, and they're getting contributions. Like Caruso was a +8, and I don't think he scored tonight. I mean, so they're getting help
Yeah,
from different places.
I don't even remember him scoring.
No, he did. I think he was like 0 for 4. So
Yeah, 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 yeah. But as Mimi is saying and Bentley is saying, are they're both saying in the chat, every team's got to have a scapegoat, man. And Horton Tucker's too young to get mad at. So we're not going to get mad at him. So it's going to have to be Kuzma, but it sounds like he's built for it. So I'm okay with that. He's already delivered a championship, playing an important role for us, and he's going to continue doing it. So I'm okay.
well, guys, I think we're gonna get out of here. Thanks. I'm watching the post game. There was some lagging issues. I saw you guys' messages. It cut out on my end also, so I don't know what's going on tonight.
Yeah.
But hopefully things will be back better a little bit with the internet tomorrow. But again, thank you guys as always. We do see a lot of the recurring names in the chat, and we're really appreciative that you guys jump in here with us for the pre and post game stuff. So we're back tomorrow for OKC, guys. So just look for the links. We'll have everything out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Vinay, anything you want to add before we sign off?
Nope. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Apologize for any of the connection acting up. I don't think it was me or you, Alex. It may have just been the servers or the platform or whatever it is that hosts the video.
Yeah.
So apologize for anybody who wasn't able to continue joining us. But we'll see you tomorrow, and I'm sure everything will be fine by tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll chop it up again.
We'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching Lakers Central.